Customer Write-Off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. A detailed guide. A customer write-off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting refers to the process of removing unpaid customer invoices that are demand uncollectible from your accounting records. Writing off bad debts is an essential part of managing a business accounts receivable, as it helps ensure that your financial statement accurately reflect the company's true revenue and outstanding receivables. If certain invoices cannot be collected, recording them as bad debt will prevent inflated profit figures and give you a clearer picture of your financial position. This guide explains the purpose of customer write-offs, how to process them, and the overall impact on your accounting and financial reporting in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Purpose of customer write-offs. Customer write-offs are necessary in the following situations. Uncollectible debts. When a customer is unable to pay an outstanding invoice, perhaps due to bankruptcy, financial hardship, or disputes that cannot be resolved, the business must write off the debt. Aged receivables. For invoices that have been overdue for an extended period and despite numerous collection attempts remain unpaid. Financial reporting accuracy. Writing off bad debts ensure that the accounts receivable figures reported in financial statement reflect the actual expected cash inflow. Tax deduction. Depending on the deduction, business may be able to deduct bad debits as a tax expense. In essence, customer write-offs prevent overstatement of assets and revenues, ensuring a more accurate representation of your financial standing. Key components of a customer write-off. When writing off a customer's bad debt in Sage Business Cloud Accounting, the following elements are involved. Customer account. The customer profile to which the unpaid invoice is linked. Invoice information. The unpaid invoices being written off, including invoices number, amount, and due date. Write-off amount. The total amount to be written off, typically the invoice amount, but may also include partial write-off. Write-off date. The date the write-off is recorded in the accounting system. Bad debt account. An expense account that records the amount of the write-off, ensuring it is properly accounted for in your income statement. Note: reason for write-off. Additional notes explaining the reason for the write-off. Example: customer bankruptcy, inability to pay, etc. Step to process a customer write-off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Follow these steps to write off a customer unpaid invoice in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Log into Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Start by logging into your Sage Business Cloud Accounting account. Navigate to Sale. From the dashboard, click on Customer module. This is where you manage customer invoices, receipts, and accounts receivable. Locate the customer and outstanding invoice. Under the Customer section, find the customer whose invoice you need to write off. If the customer has multiple unpaid invoices, you can select the specific invoices that need to be written off. Review the outstanding invoices, including the due date and total amount owed. Open the invoice for write-off. Click on Prevent Unpaid Invoice to open it. You will now have the option to process a write-off. Create a credit note for write-off. In Sage, you can create a credit note to offset the value of the unpaid invoice. The credit note effectively removes the balance of invoice from accounts receivable. Select New Credit Note. Choose the option to create a new credit note for the outstanding invoice. Invoice details. Make sure the credit note reflects the details of the unpaid invoice. Example, invoice number, amount, etc. Reason for write-off. Add a note of description. Explain the reason for the write-off, such as uncollectible debt or customer bankrupt. Allocate the credit note to the invoice. After creating the credit note, you need to allocate it against the unpaid invoice to zero out the balance. Select the invoice. Choose the specific invoice you are written off. Apply the credit. Allocate the fulfilled amount of the credit note to the invoice, effectively clearing the outstanding balance. Post the credit note to the bad debt account. When creating the credit note, ensure that the expense is allocated to your bad debt account. This ensures that the write-off is recorded as a business expense, which will reflect on your income statement. Confirm the write-off. Once the credit note is applied and the balance is cleared, save and confirm the write. The unpaid invoice will no longer appear in accounts receivable and the amount will be reflected in the bad debt account. Managing write-off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. After processing the write-off, Sage Business Cloud Accounting provides several tools to help manage and track write-off. Customer Account Overview. View the customer's account to see a history of all transactions, including invoices, payments, and write-offs. The write-off will appear as a credit note applied to the unpaid invoice. Bad Debt Account Overview. Review your bad debt expense account to track the total value of written off invoices. This will help monitor the impact of bad debts on your profitability. Reports. Use Sage reporting features to generate reports that show written off invoices, helping you track bad debt over time and identify patterns of uncollectible invoices. Impact of write-offs on financial reporting. When you write off an invoice, it affects your financial report several key ways. Account receivable. The value of accounts receivable is reduced by the amount of the write-off, reflecting the true amount of the receivables you expect to collect. Income statement. The write-off is recorded as an expense under bad debt, which reduces your net income. This ensures that your profit is not overstated due to uncollectible revenues. Cash flow. While a write-off doesn't directly impact cash flow, it prevents future cash flow from being inaccurately forecasted based on uncollectible invoices. Reversing a write-off. If a customer makes a payment on an invoice that has already been written off, you can reverse the write-off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Locate the written off invoice. Find the customer and specific invoice that was previously written off. Reverse the credit note. If the payment covers the full or partial amount, you can reverse the credit note applied to the invoice. Record the payment. Process the payment as you would for any customer receipt, applying it to the outstanding invoice balance. The invoice will be marked as paid and the write-off will be received in your bad debt account. Best practices for managing write-offs. Here's some best practices to help you manage customer write-offs effectively. Regularly review aged receivable. Keep an eye on overdue invoices and follow up with customers promptly to reduce the need for write offs. Set clear payment terms. Ensure customers understand your payment terms and send reminders for overdue invoices to reduce the likelihood of non payment. Document write offs. Always document the reasons for write off, such as customer insolvency or non response to collection efforts. Consult with legal or tax advisor. Before writing off large invoices, consult with legal or tax professionals to understand the implication and potential recovery option. Track bad debt trends. Monitor your bad debt over time to identify any recurring issues with specific customers or industries, helping you refine your credit policies. Benefits of writing off unpaid invoices in Sage Business Cloud Accounting. Writing off customer bad debts in Sage Business Cloud Accounting offers several advantages. Financial clarity. By writing off uncollectible invoices, you maintain a more accurate and realistic view of your company's financial health and accounts receivable. Improved reporting accuracy. It prevents your profit and revenue figures from being inflated by invoices that will never be paid. Tax deductions. Depending on local regulations, writing off bad debt may provide tax relief by allowing you to claim the unpaid amount as an expense. Cleaner customer accounts. Once a debt is written off, the customer's account is updated and the unpaid invoices no longer appear as outstanding, making it easier to manage current receivables. By following these steps and best practices, you can efficiently handle customer write-off in Sage Business Cloud Accounting, ensuring that your financial records are accurate and up to date while also managing customer accounts with greater transparency.